Hello there and welcome everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining from in the world. It's me, Martin from Activate Breathwork. Wanted to come back today to share some words and feelings and emotions and just sharing some updates about what's been going on with us and just getting back out there after an amazing trip to Ireland. We've just come back to Portugal now, and it's thankfully a little bit cooler and a little bit cloudier than it has been all summer. It still hasn't rained, but we're back at our base here in Portugal, feeling very happy and just full of gratitude, firstly for our trip to Ireland. I sometimes have to pinch myself just to realise that I can do what I love now and help other people and have a holiday and see my friends and family at the same time as do and really sharing something really valuable, really transformative. So it's just an amazing gift, and I'm so happy and so grateful and feel so blessed that I'm able to do that. So I want to say thank you to everyone who we joined, who we met in Ireland. We had an incredible time. We did several sessions. We did one in Eglinton, one in Muff, County Donegal, one in Naas, County Kildare, and then we did one in my hometown in Dungiven in County Derry, and it was just an amazing trip. The actual reason for the trip was that we were going to do a session ourselves, and we had an incredible experience with actually another Irish lady who doesn't live full-time in Ireland, but her name is Sophia Wapita Ra, and we had a session with her in Dublin. Myself and Elise had 2 one-hour sessions, and it was just out of this world is all I can say, just incredible. That was the reason we booked the trip, and then we arranged all the other sessions and visitations and meetings around that. So just beautiful that we can do that. So again, I want to say, firstly, thank you to Sophia for the incredible session we had with her. She is a breatharian. She's been without the need for food or water for 1 year and 2 months. So just incredible, highly evolved human, as I've stated. Next evolution of our species. She's one of the way showers. So we had that session, and then we combined, as I said, our own work, and it was amazing to meet so many new people. We had several people that had done before, but the majority of people were new. So very happy to share this work again, share my passion, share our passion, and it's really exciting times. It's a strong, energetic time as well. There's a lot of shifts, there's a lot of changes, there's a lot of things going on. I know since I've come back myself, I've been very tired and feeling like just a heavy energy on me. Natural enough, I felt this a lot of times before, but it's whenever changes are happening and energy is moving, and when you give a lot of yourself, which we do in our sessions, sometimes you need to recharge and you need to give to yourself again and look after yourself. Self-care is so important. A lot of times we can forget about that, and that's something that we are doing now, just by resting, just by taking it easy. So we've been doing that for a few days, but today I felt like, even this morning, I was still feeling a little bit sluggish and a bit tired, but we did some practices. I find that this expression that I am using here, sharing my stories through this, is one of the expressions that I need to do, and when I find when I don't do it for a length of time, it affects me. I feel like the energy builds up in my body and I start to feel tired. And this is a good point for you, for anyone that's watching this or will watch it in the future. If there are things, everyone has an individual expression of themselves, and if we don't do those things need an outlet of some form. And if we don't express ourselves in the way that works for us, our body, our being, our soul will find a way of expressing it, and sometimes it's not in a positive way. So if we are holding back the things that we should be sharing, we need to be sharing. My God, the dog scared the crap out of me. If we are holding back on the things that we should be sharing with the world, we know it's our purpose, our passion, and it doesn't have to be a grandiose thing. It can be simple things. That can manifest in a negative way in our body if we hold it back. So for me, it was like tiredness, sluggishness, But if this is done over and maintained over a long time, that can manifest in disease. It can manifest in several negative things that it's really just a signpost, like a kick up the ass, as I said in one of our workshops in Ireland. It's like, listen, this you need to do this. So for me today, I got the message and I shared, and I did some practices this morning that were allowed me to express in the way that I need to. And so yeah, just very grateful for the opportunity to share this, to share our work, our passion with many people, and especially at home. Obviously, for me, it's very close to my heart, people at home. And I think this trip showed me some things that I don't think I was fully aware of as much. And I read something last night as well about how much, in Ireland specifically, there is depression, anxiety, people taking antidepressants, people that are going through a lot of difficult situations, and they feel like, because of our culture and because of the history and how we've dealt with emotions and dealt with things, that a lot of people feel like they need to go through these things on their own. They don't want to share with other people. That was kind of shown to me again, and I went through a similar type thing, although not extreme, I would say, in some of the cases that I know that I've dealt with, my personal story. But I feel like it's time that we should open up more, and really the conversations, and more it is happening as well, where people are having conversations about things that were maybe put under the rug before, or not talked about. So I feel like it's really important that we do that, and I feel like it's really important that if you know someone, you see that they may be going through issues, even you don't know how to deal with it in a professional manner, you're not trained, just being willing to listen and ask a question and ask if people need to talk. Really, just put yourself available, and just someone listening without judgment can be a really healing thing for someone. As I said, you don't have to be trained in this thing to be a good listener. You don't have to offer some life-changing advice. Sometimes just listening is what someone needs. So really encourage people to do that, connect with people more physically. Obviously I'm doing this on social media, but it's something that we've brought back as well, is that we're realizing how much social media and non-natural means of communication, which are good to a point, I've seen how much of that we rely on now, and we don't meet people like we did before. We don't socialize in the way that we did before, and that's something that we've taken from our trip that we're going to do. We're going to get out of our little bubbles, and instead of messaging on WhatsApp, make a call. Instead of making a call, go have coffee. Instead of having coffee, go arrange a dinner with loads of friends that you haven't met. So much of our lives are played out in a virtual world now, on WhatsApp or on Facebook groups or these types of things. And as I said, these are not wholly negative things. These are a very good way of keeping in touch with people as well, but it shouldn't replace real face-to-face contact. So it's something that we've taken, and it's something that we're going to work on. So within Activated Breathwork, our aim, Activated Breathwork has become a lifestyle. It started with solely like a breathwork technique that people had amazing experiences in, but it has evolved and it has become our lifestyle. For me, it always was, but now it's evolved, and what we share it's a lifestyle, and this is one of the lifestyle switches and changes that we need personally to do as well. So everything that we do, it's what we're living. So I feel like getting together with like-minded people, and even non-like-minded people, because it's sometimes good to have your beliefs challenged as well, but getting together actually physically is so important, and I feel like this is something we should all be doing more. So we will be doing that as well, and it's going to start today. So we're going to get out in Portugal. It's another challenge for me because I don't speak Portuguese, but I'm using that as an excuse to not get out there, and the only way to learn is get in and do it, so I'm going to do that. So another thing that I want to talk about that's a bit more esoteric, a bit more metaphysical than what I've just spoken about, is since we have left, I'm sure many people will notice all around the world, but obviously we've just left Ireland, and This hurricane has hit. It was hard to avoid and unfortunately some people had been killed and a lot of people have suffered damage and things like this around us. And what I want to say about these types of things, you see this all over the world now, that the earth is a living being. The earth is not some inanimate object that we just pluck things from and do things around that has no effect. The earth is a living being, and activated breathwork is based around the lifestyle of breath is the centerpiece. And if you think about wind and hurricanes and tornadoes and these types of things, that is the breath of the earth. And sometimes, if we looked at ourselves, sometimes when we're calm, we have a nice calm breath, a relaxing breath, shavasana after yoga, or when we're just relaxing, we're feeling good, it's a slow breath. Sometimes if we're getting chased by an animal, a dangerous animal that wants to eat us, we're going to breathe very, very fast, and we're times of stress and times of things are, we need, like in the fight or flight response of the body, the breath quickens, the heart rate quickens so that we can move, so that we can change, get out of danger. So these things like earthquakes, like volcanoes, these are the physiological movements and natural movements of the earth when the earth isn't in balance. And the earth is not out of balance because the earth is doing something wrong. The earth is out of balance because of we are part of the earth. And these imbalances, these changes, these shifts, whatever you think the causes are, and there are various ways in which these things can happen that some people could say that are not natural, and I appreciate that as well. But regardless of the source of these events, they are a symbol of imbalance in the earth, and it's a symbol of the imbalance of our mass consciousness, our collective consciousness, which is part of the earth. We are like cells of the earth, or cells of the universe. We're all an integral part of it all. So when we see these things, a lot of times nature will use these things as a clear out, as a reset, as a means of resetting and bringing back into balance. And I'm getting eaten by an ant here as well, so that's part of it as well. So, but I wanted to just say, because this hurricane happened and around the breath, so this is a sign that there is imbalance. And what do we do when there is an imbalance? We need to bring it back into balance. We need to get in harmony with the earth again. There's lots of practices around farming, around waste, and how we treat our environment that we feel like we are separate from. We're not actually separate from. But one thing that we will, even if we feel and think that we are separate from the earth, whenever these things happen, like earth movements, earth rebalancing, we will know that we are not separate from it in that moment. Even the most left brain thinking person cannot think that they are separate from that, because everyone is affected, and the power of Mother Earth and nature is shown. And it's a wake-up call each time. It's a wake-up call to how are we treating our environment, how are we being with the earth that is a part of us, that we are part of it. So I want to say that we are all part of that, and too many times we say that, like, or we can say that these companies or corporations that are mistreating the earth, but we all collectively are doing this. We are all part of it. We all support companies and products and these types of things that are dangerous and harmful to the earth. We support farming practices that are dangerous and harmful to the earth, and this is all around awareness, knowing that these are things. And on the flip side of that, nature by far for me is one of the best healing tools that we have available. Yesterday I was feeling very tired, and I was inside, I was on Facebook, on a computer, on my laptop, and I felt like I was feeling very tired, and Elise said to me, come out, we'll have a walk in nature. And 5 minutes in nature, it just revived me. So there are, I don't want to say positives and negatives, there are just differing scales of what's going on. So each time things like this happen, we have to look at what we have personal control over, what we have personal, how our choices can affect these things, and what choices are you making to create the environment which is balanced, and that starts with your own personal thoughts and words and actions around yourself, your thoughts, words, and actions around all other beings, and your thoughts, words, and actions to the earth, to your environment. So I just wanted to share that because it's something that I feel is very apparent whenever these earth movements, these earth rebalancing, these earth things that shake us up and really sometimes can create fear and sometimes can create joy. But we have to know that we're not separate from that, and the earth is breathing us and we are breathing the earth, and whenever there's a hurricane or a tornado, it's showing that there's something out of balance, and whenever it's calm and peaceful, we know that it's more in balance. So that was just a short thing I would like to share here. So as I said, we're back in Portugal here in the Algarve, beautiful place, we're loving it. You can hear the silence, I'll just let you hear it. So complete silence here. We love this place. Every time we come back, I take a deep breath and just relax. So as I said, moving on from the theme of connecting with more people physically, we will be offering here in the Algarve many different options for connecting with us for people that are local. We're going to be doing meditations, breath work, sound healing, energy work, retreats. We'll be doing community events, yoga events. We're going to do lots of stuff to get in touch with local people, and people obviously can come from outside of Portugal and visit us as well. So check out the website, follow activatebreathwork.com. If you like any tips on this Activate Breathwork lifestyle, you can go to activatebreathwork.com/lifestyle. Lots of great videos, books, just around diet, lifestyle, everything that's in there. I want to update it with a few new elements as well, but that's a great resource. I have created a 30-day online retreat with all of the principles that we use in the Activate Breathwork lifestyle.